So finally I'm back with another Forever Cinematic movie review. No, I have never seen a film from James Wan before The Conjuring, but after seeing it, you can be damn certain I am intensely invested in his entire filmography. Based on a true story, the film tells the horrifying tale of how world-renowned paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren were called upon to help a family terrorized by a dark presence in a secluded farmhouse. Forced to confront a powerful demonic entity, the Warrens find themselves caught in the most terrifying case of their lives. Now you're asking yourself, what is it that James Wan does with The Conjuring that impresses me so much? Well, I like a lot of different subgenres of horror, I like a lot of different things, but when I come across someone who can craft suspense and tension to such a terrifying degree that it scares the living hell out of me, that is someone I'd take notice of, because that's someone who knows the horror genre. He knows how to utilize restraint. He's a guy in this film, the way he directs this film, he doesn't just throw everything at you. He knows how to use the darkness. There's a great scene in the film where one of the kids in their bedroom is seeing like the most horrifying possible thing, and it's completely in the shadows. You cannot see it, but this character sees it and is scared to living death of it, and it scares the crap out of the audience, scares the crap out of me, because you just have no idea what exactly it is that's lurking out there in the darkness. And there are moments where you just get enough of a glimpse at this demonic visage that it scares you. You don't get the full thing. It leaves you hanging in suspense to see what the next thing is. It gives you enough. It keeps you on the edge of things. It doesn't just be gratuitous about it. It's very calculated. It's very crafted, well-crafted stuff. James Wan, he knows how to just get the nerves tingling in the audience. And it just, ooh. It's not one of those jump scare films. Not at all. There may be 2 jump scares, but it's like an hour into the film where the film is totally earned doing something of that kind, and it still does it better than a lot of other films do. This film scares you with the most cleverest things, and this film is also backed up with a great cast. And part of that is that this film is sort of based on a true story, as much as you want to believe in that type of thing. As I mentioned, like the Fire in the Sky review, that you can requires a little something extra of the audience to believe in something a little more fantastical than what you see in everyday life. But I'm willing to believe in those sorts of things. I'm willing to believe in ghosts. I've gone on a couple of ghost hunts which have resulted in nothing, but this film deals with these characters, these people put in this situation in a very well balanced way, because you got this family and then you got the investigators, and the film is perfectly balanced between the two. It's not the story is not just one thing or the other. It perfectly balances both of them as an equals. That you have the Warrens over here, who are dealing with a lot of different things, their own personal relationship, which is fantastically portrayed by Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. They do the best job in this whole film. And on the other side, you got this family over here, which is being scared to death, and they're dealing with this haunting problem that's just tearing them apart. And Lili and Terry goes on this roller coaster ride of insanity in this film eventually, but I won't spoil anything, but it's like, whoa, it's amazing. But I love how these two things are balanced, because a lot of films, they would just go in one direction or the other. They'd focus on the investigators or they'd focus on the family. This thing balances so perfectly that it's beyond just the investigations, beyond just a haunting. It's a lot more, you're seeing a representation of real people, and it feels like that. It feels dimensional, feels real, feels grounded in that sensibility, and it's all great actors in these roles putting together great performances. I love the bond that you see between the Warrens, portrayed by Farmiga, and Wilson. It's an indomitable spirit between the two of them that's just almost inspiring. And there's even stuff that happens to them in the film where the demonic spirit kind of latches onto them too, begins to tear apart their family, their household. And it's one of the creepiest freaking sequences in the whole film, where this demonic possessed doll, obviously from the director of Dead Silence, where that sort of thing was all over the place, that you had this demonic doll in the house. It just, I don't want to spoil it. If you see the film, it is creepy as living hell. And the score of this film also doesn't overdo it. It's also restrained. It doesn't over accentuate moments. It's got that kind of like that low rumble type of feel that just kind of gets right up underneath you, and it just enhances that feeling that something foreboding and ominous is coming, and it doesn't jump out and does all these stingers. It does a few stingers that just, with the way things are executed, brilliant, perfect. Conjuring is a film that I just, I was. This thing got my heart pounding so much that my heart couldn't slow down for like 5 minutes after the end credits began. This thing just exhilarated the hell out of me, and this is the type of horror film that gets my juices flowing. Obviously, this is what I say is one of the best horror films that's come around in a long time, and some of the best horror films I've seen in recent years, like Sinister last year, great. That thing's creeped the crap out of me, and The Stranger's also creepy as hell and very grounded, very realistic, because it's so scary because it's something that could actually happen, and again, kind of based on something that actually did happen. But in what these films all have in common, great crafting of suspense and that kind of quiet terror that you know something's there, something's lurking around, and you can't find it, you can't fight it, you can't see it, but it's there and it's creeping the hell out of an audience. And these are some great films I recommend. Go see The Conjuring if you haven't seen it. If you've seen it, go ahead and see it again, because I think it's worth seeing a few times. It really creeped the crap out of you. So that's what I got to give for you. James Wan, definitely. People have been obviously praising him for years. I'm praising him now, and I'm going to be checking out his back catalog. I'm going to see Insidious, and when Insidious Chapter 2 hits, I'm going to go see that too, because he's also directing that. I got to see what else this guy's got in store for me, because I love being scared by a greatly crafted horror film, and this is just exactly what horror should be. So you can go down below, get a little more in-depth insight into the film, get a little more, no spoilers. Wouldn't dare spoil any of these scares for you, but it's a little more depth, a little more insight, a little bit more telling you what creeped me out of this film without really spoiling everything. So you can check out the review below, post some comments, like button, subscribes, spread these links around. I love you for it. Keep supporting me. Keep supporting RavensFilm Productions products. I got a lot of content coming up, and I hope you enjoyed. And that's all I got for you. I'll catch you later. Bye.